Welcome to Rick Rack Ruby. I'm Laura Cluvo. When I was a girl, I had a best friend named Gretchen. She's still my friend today, of course. When Gretchen and I were in 4th grade, her mom showed us how to make Christmas ornaments from egg cartons. It was so fun. Gretchen and I made egg carton ornaments all December. We had our friends and neighbors and relatives saving their egg cartons for us. We could not get enough of it. And so in that tradition, I would like to encourage you to teach your children, your neighbors' children, your grandchildren, the Feather Fairy. This is a really great project for kids. It's fast, it's easy, and there are so many variations. She can have any color of hair, she can have any color of wings, she can have any color of dress, and she can hold different things, and there's just so many different variations with different stickers and rhinestones, and it's just really fun. I've been teaching this to my neighborhood kids for over 10 years. Some of them started as youngsters and now they're teenagers. It's almost Christmas break, and I know you want your kids to be busy. So how about some super fun feather fairies? If a child is old enough to manage a glue gun, I use those mini glue guns. He or she is old enough to make a feather fairy. To make a feather fairy, the first thing you'll need is a head bead. I've already put the face on this one, but for kids, offer them a variety of sizes of head beads and just some markers, and they will be very creative. This is the kind of face that about an 11-year-old girl will make, just drawing it on with markers. And then a little bit younger child will make something like this. Or this, they're just so cute. My feather fairy looks so boring compared to the kids. They love the bright colors, the shiny rhinestones, the big feathers. You'll need feathers. Here's the secret sauce. This is a 10-inch tulle circle. You can find these in the bridal department of your favorite craft store. These are for making little table favors. I'm gonna use this turquoise aqua color just so that it shows on the camera. And then I'm gonna be demonstrating a project as you would teach it to a child. So we're gonna use pom-poms for hair. I have every color of pom-pom. The kids love to choose their pom-poms. Some of them are glitter pom-poms. I'm gonna use this to make a wreath for the fairy to hold. Then a 3-inch length of this gold metallic pipe cleaner for a halo. I like to use white feathers for wings, but I've noticed that the children don't. They will use pink, purple, blue, green, any color. One thing I like to prepare ahead of time is making some of these hanging loops. This is a little bit tricky for younger kids, so I also cut the halos. They're 3 inches. Just cut your pipe cleaner into 3-inch lengths and then tie the hanging loop like that. Be generous with the hanging loops. Just make a couple of these in advance. It's about 12 inches of gold and white baker's twine. This is really fun. The girls and boys love these. Acrylic stones, different sizes and shapes. Here's a little baby pom-pom, which might be fun. Let's get started. Okay, the first thing to do is allow them to choose their feathers. They might choose one purple, one pink, one blue. They might be all white. Some children love to make them all matching, and some kids are very random, and it doesn't matter. This is such a great project. They all turn out just fine. I like to use 3 feathers. It doesn't matter if they're the same length or not. And here is, like I say, this is the secret sauce. Take one of these tulle circles and just Can you see this tulle circle? There it is. Kind of fold it into quarters to determine the center. It doesn't even matter if you're not in the exact center. And take your stack of 3 feathers, or 4, or 2, or 1, or however many you want. Put it in the center of the tulle circle, and then put a little squirt of glue on the end, and then press the head on like that. Okay, there we go. We're off to a great start. Some children like to have the feathers extended beyond the edge of the tulle, and some children will like to trim the feathers. Now we're off to a great start, right? For the arms, we'll use 8 inches of cloth covered wire. Sometimes I use green and sometimes I use white. Fold the wire in half and then put it around her neck like this, and then wrap the hands around to the front. Now, she's going to hold something in her hands. The children might choose a unicorn or a rainbow. Just anything that you have. You'll be surprised by how creative kids can be. But just to make it simple, I'm going to make a wreath out of this green pipe cleaner. And then her hand, her little wire hand, is going to go through the wreath, and then I'm going to wrap the wire end to make a little wrist. And then this hand on this side will do the same thing. Through the wreath, and then wrap it to make a little wrist. Now we can have the fun of decorating the wreath. Well, I had a hard time deciding, but I think I'm just gonna go with this little gold glitter foam sticker. This actually has a paper backing you can peel off to reveal the adhesive, but I'm just gonna glue it. Now some children will decorate the whole wreath. They really have fun with that. Next is the hair. We're going to use pom-poms. These are about 1 inch, and we'll use 4 of them. But there's lots of options for hair. This little artist just used 1 big pom-pom. And this one used a little scrap of some kind of tinsel. This little artist used 3 smaller pom-poms. And of course, when I made mine, I made just yarn hair. So you have lots of options. But I'll show you how I do this one. Remember to get your hanging loop, because we're going to glue that underneath one of the pom-poms. In fact, let's just do that first. On the top of the head, there'll be a hole in the top of the bead. So let's add some glue there. You don't have to, we're not trying to glue into the hole. That's too complicated for kids, but we're going to glue across the hole, and we'll glue the knot to the top. We'll glue 1 pom-pom directly on top of that. Now, honestly, that's all the hair she needs, but where's the fun in that? I'm going to glue 1 on this side, 1 on this side, and 1 in the back, so that she has a very special hairdo. 1, 2, 3, and there's her hair. It's done. See how easy? Now to conceal this wire right here, I don't really mind too much, but it's just fun to add a little decoration. I'm going to stick with a pom-pom theme and add a little baby pom-pom, but of course you could do a rhinestone or a flower or a sticker or anything you like. Now from this 3-inch piece of gold metallic pipe cleaner, I'll fold the ends to make a U like that, apply some glue to each end, and then glue that into the pom-poms, being careful not to interfere with the hanging loop. There's her halo. Although I call this project a fairy. She's really more of an angel because she has a halo and wings. But I just like to call her a fairy because of the alliteration, the feather fairy. I will glue the wings on next like this. I've noticed that sometimes the children will overlap them like this and kind of make an X in the back, which is cute. And then some children will also have the wings kind of pointing down. So anything is fine. Just let them go to town. Put out the feathers and the tulle and the pom-poms and the markers and just see what happens. It's really fun. They only really need basic instructions. And they will come up with ideas that you or I could never have thought of. There are her wings. There's what she looks like. It's fun to put a little decoration back here. Maybe I'll put a rhinestone since I have these out. Well, in with the rhinestones was a snowflake sequin. So I think I'll use that because it's the right color. I'll just glue that back there to cover where the feathers overlap. Thank you for watching my tutorial. I hope that you will try this feather fairy with your children. If you're enjoying my videos, please like, share, and subscribe.